Welcome to another edition of the Full Arch Masters podcast. I'm Dr. Ryan Dunlop, and we are here in Fresno, California for the completion of another flagship course. And I'm joined by three wonderful people, and you guys are just about to finish up your Full Arch Masters experience. Firstly, let's do some introductions. Just tell us about who you are and where you're from and what your deal is.
I'm Zach Staples from Covington, Louisiana. Our practice is called Magnolia Dental. And we have been placing implants since about 2018. Kind of gotten deeper and deeper and deeper into that game. Done many full arches and strictly analog at this point. So looking to up our game a little bit, increase case acceptance, but also patient satisfaction with the time and effort that it takes to get them in their final restorations. And so digital for us is something that we are looking forward and have been learning quite a bit about. So.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Dr. Ross Quartano, Covington, Louisiana, practice in Magnolia Dental. Like Dr. Staples said, been placing implants for about 5-6 years now. Super analog, very old school, kind of traditional. We're pretty hardcore about quality and things like that. So we came out here to Full Arch Masters to open up that digital workflow and see what it was all about. And now that we finished the course, man, we're really excited.
I don't blame you. Well, thanks.
I'm Heather Garland. I work with Dr. Q and Dr. Staples from Covington, Louisiana. Been with them about almost 6 years now. I've learned pretty much all full arch knowledge from them. So I'm here learning and expanding my knowledge on it.
And you have to spend all day, every day with these two characters?
All day, every day.
Get to, yes. Wow.
All day, every day.
That is a blessing. That is a blessing. Doc, you mentioned analog dentistry, right? So Full Arch Masters is obviously different because we teach basically a digital workflow from beginning all the way to the final prosthesis. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about your experience with analog full arch workflows, and what were some of the pain points that you encountered?
Well, Dr. Q and I, kind of our philosophy is sort of I kind of want to learn how to do it old school before I learn all the techie stuff, right? So I want that way if something, we get a power outage and I need to take an impression, well, I know what I'm doing, So for me, learning from the ground up has always kind of been the way that I've done things. And so, analog, initially I've learned a lot doing it that way. Not using stents, freehanding surgeries, all those things that, when stuff goes sideways, you're going to always have to fall back on. But analog has its limitations. I mean, it's clear. I mean, whether it's goopy impressions that patients don't like, the time and energy it takes to get stuff off to the lab, waiting, getting things back, needing to making those little fine-tune adjustments, and then having to send it back to the lab. We're currently sending all our stuff out to California, which from Louisiana, as we learned a couple of days ago, it takes a while. Mm-hmm. So there's a time and energy expenditure that is not long-term, especially if we're growing and doing 5-10 arches a month. That's a lot of work for us on the back end, getting that patient into their final restoration. And it's also more time that the patient has to wait while they're in a prosthetic that ultimately we want to get them out of. Right. So, analog has been good to us, but we've gotten to a place now where we're pretty damn good at it, and we want to up our game and get out of the analog business.
Nice. What about your experience with analog full arch dentistry? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. So the good is you get to spend a lot of time with the patient. You really
to know them
really
well.
do. You spend a lot of time with the patient. So, our typical workflow is that initial appointment with photos, and we're taking impression for a denture, and then they're coming in for the surgery, and surgery, and then conversion. We got to coordinate with a lab tech or conversion tech because we certainly don't want to spend 3 hours in the lab doing that ourselves. Right. So from a cost standpoint, increased cost with that conversion tech, increased logistics with having to make sure that she's available on the Thursday or the Friday or whatever day it is. And then you've got the healing appointments, and then they'll usually do a jump procedure or a pickup type procedure at that surgery. Then we're having to, once they've healed, take a verification jig impression. Then we're having to recapture that soft tissue. If the immediate denture conversion was great and aesthetics are on, we're good. It should be set up. But then the lab has to use this sort of matrix situation. And so what we found was a lot of times that immediate denture would be dead on. They would love it. And then we would go to our like digital denture, PMMA try-in, and something would be off a little bit. Yeah. And so there's no real rhyme or reason why, because we've got the bite records, we got this, we got that. There's really nothing to go back to say why is the bite off, why are the cosmetics off? The lab tech just didn't do what we said to do, right? That's always going to be.
Right.
And so the amount of appointments were high, the length of time was high, and so coming out here, seeing that digital workflow, we're just really excited about the power of the workflow to be able to just streamline that from a cost standpoint, make things more profitable for us, that we can potentially translate to the patient. So maybe get more cases because we can do them less expensively. And then if we're doing more cases, where the best way to do more dentistry is to do more dentistry.
And to do it well.
That's right. And so, some of the digital things, it seems like the accuracy, especially with the photogrammetry, I mean, super excited about that. Because like the verification jig and sectioning the GC resin and then putting it back together and then taking that impression.
You're giving me PTSD.
Yeah, man. We've done it. I've done it a ton. It works and it fits, but then sometimes it doesn't, and you don't know why. And then you do another one. And so, with the photogrammetry, worst case, if it doesn't fit, you just blippy scan them again. It's super easy. It's pretty, a little non-invasive for the patient. They think it's cool. So, we're all about quality and accuracy, and it seems like this digital workflow compared to the analog is just going to be lights out.
He mentioned a lot of technology. I'm curious to hear your perspective. You saw a lot of technology this week, I expect. Did anything blow your mind that you just never imagined, or was it all kind of anticipated?
The photogrammetry was pretty awesome. I've touched a little bit here and there with scanners. The 3D printer was new to me too, so that was really cool as well. But the photogrammetry I think it's really going to set us apart from anyone else, and it's going to be a really cool feature that, not only works for us, but patients are going to get a kick out of.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm excited to do that as well.
Yeah, it really does set you apart as, a leader, kind of a tech guru in the field. I agree. And so how you brought a key team member with you to help you learn, and then you guys came together. How important is it, do you think, to bring multiple people to this course, and how are you guys going to translate this back to your team when you get back to Louisiana?
Yeah, so that's something we actually spent a good bit of time talking about. One, so we brought Heather. She's kind of like our main lady in the back, but introducing this new technology and introducing an ability to print and then have the models done in our office is another way to engage employees and especially assistants to go beyond just like suctioning and making a temp or like putting on a matrix band. That's all cool, but maybe not as cool as staining and glazing a provisional temp that they get to then come into the room and watch us put in somebody's mouth. Right. So for us, not only from a coolness factor with respect to the patient, but from a attract and keep and build a better employee base, because high quality employees tend to want to do cool stuff. And if you've got cool stuff, that's going to attract them like honey. So we're actually really excited about that aspect, to be able to delegate some of those things to staff members that are interested in different aspects, especially because him and I are both tech averse. I think I downloaded 5 apps since I've been out here. I hadn't logged into Facebook on my phone in probably 3 months, so I had to remember my password. You were sitting there and I hit the wrong password a couple of times. So again, super cool that we can find some awesome techie employee that loves it, so they can geek out and we can just reap the benefits.
I like the way that sounds.
If we can figure out how to do it, anybody can figure out how to do it.
You know it.
I know how to turn that computer on. That's about it.
That's about it. Yeah. Well, but from here on out, you're going to know what the computer needs to do, right? Kinda. So you get to be the quarterbacks, and you get to delegate, and so team dentistry is very important in full arch. And one of the things I say all the time is full arch is a team sport. A lot of dentistry is just one guy with a drill in a room, right? And he can pretty much do it all. but full arch is definitely a team sport from front office all the way through to the finished product. So I hope that you guys got a sense of how important that is here by seeing my team.
Yeah, earlier when you said, it can be opened up on any computer in Java, I just turned to him and said, Java, I love coffee.
I do love coffee.
Because
I love some coffee.
I think I know what Java is, but I don't know what Java is.
Java is coffee. I was talking about coffee. Well, we have I'm extremely excited that you guys came because now I get to refer to you as Louisiana boys, right? We have, if you've watched any of our other podcasts, you know we have some Kentucky boys. We have Louisiana boys. So
tried and true, baby.
Right. So I'm super excited that you guys came. I think you have the best spirit, the right ambition. I think you guys are going to do an amazing job. What would you guys say to someone who's out there thinking about Full Arch Masters? Should they go?
Yeah, 100%.
Yep, for sure.
What would you say is like the biggest takeaway that you got from this week so far?
Just the power of technology in dentistry these days. It's come leaps and bounds. I mean, even since we graduated 10, 12 years ago, just the ability to incorporate that digital workflow, it's mind blowing. I mean, it's incredible what we're doing nowadays. So it's cool.
Yeah, we're all about working smarter, not harder. We run a really, really efficient office. And, everything is thought of from like the way our operatories are designed to what we have in what drawers. And so it's the process on how we see a patient is very, very specific. And so we're just super excited because this side of the technology that Full Arch Masters opened our eyes to is really going to be able to do that for us with our implant dentistry. Mm-hmm. We're now hyperspeed into the forefront versus doing really nice product, but kind of analog and less efficient. So, we're just excited about really being able to go faster and be better.
So you're about half a day done from being done with Full Arch Masters. What's on the agenda for you guys for the last half day? Anything on your list?
I think we're going to go back in the lab and play a little bit.
Lab is where, my other saying is lab is where the cool kids hang out. What about you guys? Anything on the agenda?
We about to set that credit card on fire.
The last group was talking about the shopping list. Shopping list.
The course is expensive, but the equipment's real expensive.
Right.
And about to hit up some points on that credit card.
About to burn that card up right now. Well, I apologize to you and your bank accounts. But I can promise you that the investments that you've made through taking this course and the investments you will make in this equipment and the people who will run it will pay you a 10x dividend in a matter of months to a year. So if you stick to it, it pays for itself 10 times.
Yeah, well, look, we've never been more excited to spend $100,000. So.
Again, I apologize. But
it
is a necessary evil to this process.
No doubt.
So I wish you guys the best of luck. Honestly, it's been a joy from me and my team. You guys have been super amazing, and we've had fun with you all week. So I wish you the best of luck. And we're here. We got your back from here on out. If you have any issues, if you have any problems, if you have any concerns, you're going to be connected to us. You're going to be connected to the lab, connected to these vendors. So this is just the beginning of your guys' journey, and we're going to be hopefully alongside you the entire way.
Yeah,
so
appreciate
I wish
it.
you guys the best of luck.
Thanks, Todd.
So thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Full Arch Masters podcast. Again, I'm Dr. Ryan Dunlop, and this is the completion of yet another Full Arch Masters flagship course. So check us out online, fullarchmasters.com. You can use Java if you want. Or check us out on socials, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Have an amazing day. Have a fantastic day, and we will talk to you soon.